Have you ever wondered why your cat, after a delicious dinner, suddenly begins to intensely scratch the perfectly clean laminate around their bowl? Most owners make a fatal mistake, believing that the animal simply didn't like the food and they are trying to bury it like something disgusting. In reality, this means something completely different, and your attempts to change the diet or laugh at this gesture only ignore the deepest survival instinct pulsing in the veins of your predator. 90% of you right now are doing it wrong by leaving the bowl in plain sight, and your cat suffers in silence because their ancient code demands territorial protection. Today we decode this ritual and understand why this dance by the bowl is an act of the highest caution. Listen to this analysis until the very last second, because at the very end I will reveal a detail about the so-called poisoned source syndrome, which will forever change your idea of exactly where cat food should stand. There is a common misconception that cats in home conditions completely lose their wild habits. However, biological reality proves the inviolability of their nature. When your pet leans over the bowl, they are at the epicenter of an imaginary wild forest. In the wild, your cat's ancestors were not only skilled hunters, but also potential prey for larger predators. The smell of fresh meat remains is a magnet for mortal danger. When a cat begins to scratch the floor, they are trying to throw an invisible blanket over the site of their triumph. They hide the tracks so that a larger predator does not come for the scent and destroy their family. This is a strategy that preserved this species on the planet. The phenomenon, we observe, is a manifestation of so-called caching, or hiding resources. Studies conducted at the University of Georgia in 2016 confirmed that even kittens, raised in ideal conditions, demonstrate this behavior pattern completely unconsciously. Their brain automatically triggers a safety program as soon as the stomach is full. The animal literally feels physical discomfort if they leave the source of the aroma open. When a cat methodically moves a paw across the laminate, they are in their imagination raking dry leaves and earth, creating a reliable barrier between the food remains and the outside world. Here it is important to distinguish between two completely different motives for this behavior. If your cat approaches a full bowl, only smells the fresh food, immediately turns away and starts scratching the floor, they are not making a cache. In the predator world, this is how toxic or spoiled objects are masked. Their receptors are screaming that this food poses a biological threat. They bury it with the same purpose, for which they hide their waste in the litter box, to isolate a dangerous chemical signal from their territory. But if they ate even a piece and then started the hiding ritual, this is the highest compliment to your dinner. They consider it so valuable and nutritious that they strive to save this treasure for a rainy day. This instinct is especially vivid in homes where several cats live. If you have other furry roommates, the ritual acquires maximum intensity. The animal feels constant competition for survival. Even the kindest furry brother turns into a potential thief of priceless resources. Every movement of a paw on the floor in such a situation is a silent declaration of ownership. And if one cat does not bury its portion, the other may perceive this as weakness and an invitation to open conflict. Click the like button and subscribe if you belong to those few owners who truly want to understand their animal at the level of evolutionary instincts and strive to build a relationship based on deep trust. Why then does the cat continue to bury food, even when you stand nearby and guard them? The answer lies in their perception of your defenselessness. In the predator's mind, the colony is a single whole, and if they leave the food open, danger will threaten you all. They see that you do not have sharp claws and fangs to fight off an imaginary enemy. Their diligent scratching is an act of the highest social altruism. They literally take responsibility for preserving your safe place. When a cat eats, its eyes are lowered and the ears are turned like radars. This is a moment of maximum vulnerability. and when the meal is finished, the adrenaline level remains high until the food smell is eliminated. If you use food with a very sharp artificial aroma, the hiding instinct triggers with double force. The animal can scratch the floor for 5 or even 10 minutes, trying to cope with the aromatic attack on its delicate receptors. Your cat perceives the kitchen as an open battlefield, where every left piece is a target. This behavior is also a way for the cat to combat stress. When they perform these monotonous paw movements, the brain releases endorphins, which help to calm down after the tension of the hunt. Your pet's trust in you grows when you do not interrupt this ritual, but allow them to logically complete the survival program. There is a direct link between the type of surface and the animal's frustration. On smooth surfaces, the cat does not receive tactile confirmation that the food is actually hidden. Some empathetic owners place a small mat nearby, which the cat can actually throw over the bowl. When the predator sees that the object has physically disappeared from sight, its anxiety level drops instantly. But here we approach a critical detail. Have you ever heard of the poisoned source syndrome? This is a fatal mistake in the organization of cat space when the water bowl stands right next to the food bowl. From an evolutionary point of view, a cat knows one absolute truth: blood and remains of dead prey poison fresh water. When they try to bury food and water is standing nearby, the brain is torn by cognitive dissonance. They want to hide the smell, but fear contaminating the only source of drinking. This causes chronic stress, which leads to the cat refusing to drink from this bowl or starting to spill water with its paws. For your cat to feel safe, water must stand at a distance of at least 2 meters from the feeding area. Only then will the cycle close in the brain. Prey is isolated, the source is clean. When you see your predator diligently rubbing a paw on the laminate near an empty bowl, do not scold them. Understand that this is the voice of millions of years of evolution, forcing them to work for your protection. Your home should be a safe place, where even the strangest instincts find understanding. Every movement of claws on the floor tells a story about how much your pet feels responsible for the world around them. Move the water away from the food, and perhaps today you will truly thank your predator for the first time for keeping your colony safe. Learn to hear them without words, and they will reward you with their boundless devotion.